G'day, welcome to this vlog on it's not how much you eat and drink that screws you up. It's basically how fast you drink and what you're eating that does the damage. I.e., you could be eating loads every day if it was solely combinations of prime beef steak with veggies, chicken breast, broccoli, fish with salad. And you could be drinking every night if you want. Just have one drink. Ideally, the alcohol will be either red wine or a quality spirit such as a premium vodka mixed with diet tonic or whiskey with chilled mineral water. Avoid drinking on an empty stomach as well, and follow the traditional guidelines of 1 to 2 units in the first hour, then followed by only 1 unit an hour after that, with plenty of water, especially if you are drinking quickly. I.e., after every single measure, have a glass of water. It's not rocket science, it's quite acceptable today to have like a jug of water with glasses on the table when you're out drinking with mates or having a meal. Whereas, going back to when I was a lad, that was just cheating. You would not have got away with that. It would have just been beer purely. However, if you can get your head around the high protein, slow carb diet as well, then habitual drinking will have less and less appeal, trust me. Also, the third element of being able to eat fats is a great way to make up for the reduction in alcohol intake, as long as they're good fats such as those contained in nuts. Ideally, raw and salted almonds, cashews or avocados, and don't forget coconut or olive oil as well. Does not mean excluding refined sugar exactly 100% all the time from your diet. It's just impossible. But you are going to limit dairy and animal fats as much as possible as well, even though we are going to try and get some nut fat in there and the good fats. The really cool thing with this approach is that unlike other diets which generally require you to reduce calorie intake and maybe not eat until you feel the empty feeling inside, you can lead a pretty normal existence this way and still eat out every night if you want. However, if you are into eating burgers, you will need to substitute the usual patty for a more expensive prime mince burger. You have to pay a bit more money, or just have sliced steak and make your own at home. Venison's brilliant, or chicken breast instead. So not your deep fried, battered mess with, just clean, straight chicken breast off the chicken. If you want to keep the crispy skin, if it's crispy, it's fine, eat that as well if you like. Most important, get them to swap your fries for salad or veggies. Swap that. Do that in a restaurant. Just say, well, would you mind just substituting the fries? I'm not a carbs guy, or just don't like potatoes. Say something simple, and they'll just bring you some more veggies, some more salad instead. Won't cost you any more. If they don't, then just get the burger on its own. If it's, we don't swap out stuff, well, just don't bring the fries in, all the fries. I just don't buy them. We're not kids anymore. We don't buy Happy Meals. We don't have to do that. Or go open topped. So just get the burger as well. Just leave the top off. You're not losing anything. Just chuck the top in the bin, get rid of it, or carry a little Ziploc bag in your pocket and you can put the top of the bun in the Ziploc bag and take it away for later if it's nice bread. Have it for your next meal with a bit of steak on it. So yeah, take that, bread, meat if you want. If you get a big burger and you're just feeling too full, then keep a bit of the meat. You've got a little snack there for later. It's the same deal for Mexican or Indian food. Just ask them to substitute their starchy rice for veggies. You can still eat plain tortillas or chapatis as well, as because they are pretty much healthy, reasonable. They've got a bit of gluten in there and some carbs, but they're pretty thin and healthy. But cut them in half again if you like. So you'll think you're getting 2 if you chop your chapati or a big floppy fajita in half. Generally, when you wrap up, say like a tortilla, the top half of the wrap, you've got to just chew your way through all this dry bread anyway to start to try and get to it. It's usually empty. So if you cut them in half or break them in half, you avoid that top piece and you feel like you've eaten 2. Yeah, if you really want to also boost your metabolism and you like spicy food, then make sure you add fresh chilies, chili powder, turmeric, sambal, garam masala, red and green Thai curry paste to your food and veggies pretty much all day, every day, as much as you possibly can. But don't forget to add in a planned cheat day once a week as well, so your diet doesn't grind you down. On this day, you can eat some food types you really crave, but do not drink excessive amounts of alcohol, even on your cheat day, especially late at night, regardless, as this can deeply affect what you eat the next day. I sometimes just have a tablespoon of unsweetened peanut butter, preferably unsalted as well, or half a protein bar in the evenings after dinner if I'm struggling not to eat crap before bed. So sometimes I might have had a few drinks, been out for a meal, and I'm just struggling like 9 o'clock at night. Just a little bit of peanut butter, just keep me going until I go to bed. It's perfect, rather than just gorging on stuff. I'd rather go to sleep and then rather than give in to the craving as well. So yeah, if it's 9 o'clock, go to bed. It's just maybe another way of getting rid of it. You know, if you're feeling tired, don't feel you've got to try and charge yourself up late at night. It's time to start winding down with a cup of chamomile tea or just go to bed. Yeah, I know calories, and as I know calories will be burnt even when I'm sleeping. I'll wake up feeling energized and hungry. I mean, they call it breakfast because you've been fasting all night. You just do it when you're asleep. No one's eating away when they're asleep, are they? So yeah, and after I go to the bathroom in the morning, I can be up to half a kg lighter sometimes than the previous day if I've not eaten before then. Then I can enjoy my breakfast even more in the morning without the negative feelings of guilt or just a horrible bloated feeling that comes from overeating the wrong foods in the evening. Essentially, one way of going about a whole diet or regime is just wait till you've had a movement, wait till you've gone to the toilet and had a bowel movement before you eat again. And that could be a routine, just don't eat until you've been to the bathroom. That way you're never having 2, 3, 4, 5 meals piling up on top of each other. If you are familiar as well with the BMR, basic metabolic rate, so everyone's been hearing a bit about BMR, and this is what it's about. It's just a simplistic rule of how many calories per day we need to eat to maintain our current weight, i.e. if the typical working male's BMR is 3,000, a very active guy, and their actual intake is only 2,000 because they're only eating low carb foods, then they are in a 1,000 calorie per day energy deficit from the diet. Also, if they're walking around for 2 hours per day after work, they are burning 400 more calories and therefore they are subtracting 1,400 calories per day, or the equivalent of a quarter of a kg of weight per day. At that rate, they could lose a kg in the first week easily, if not in the first 4 days, but slightly less every week after that. This will go even better if they ramp up their lean protein intake so the fat to muscle conversion rate increases. This fat to muscle conversion rate can be even more increased if you combine it with resistance training in the gym. There's nothing wrong with a good bit of CrossFit or yoga for those preferring a gentler form of exercise. You know, work your arms, big muscle groups, work your legs. They just burn a lot of energy off straight away. Plus, you get muscle tone. I mean, how can you lose from that? So you can work on your main three measurements. Around for fatty measurements like around your waist, your inner thighs, and your love handles at the back. If you just exercise first thing in the morning for 30 minutes, followed by a protein-loaded breakfast, such as a protein shake or just some simple eggs or a steak, you'll see reductions in your love handles, your thighs, inner thighs, where you get the weight. Generally waist, you know where your belts are. If you've got belt buckles and you're right down to the last hole, you know you're making some progress. When I say the last hole, I mean there's a big spare bit of belt hanging off the side. Obviously, at the other end of the scale, you're starting to think you might have to buy a new belt. It's time to start considering getting some weight loss off your waist. If you're right there, getting to the last notch or two, and you used to be 3 or 4 holes smaller, then you've got to really start to consider this. After 6 successful days of maintaining your daily calorie or protein targets of at least 120 grams of protein a day, you can have a cheat day and eat the carbo-loaded foods you really miss and lose more weight overall because of the positive effects of the cheat day than without it. So cheat day actually helps you, keeps you sane and boosts your metabolism a bit. So when you start going back to your slightly calorie-starved regime at the day after the cheat day and onwards for another week, you're actually better off than you were if you had just skipped the cheat day. So you're once a quarter as well. I also fast for 24 hours, and I once a year do the 40-hour famine, which is coming up this weekend. And it's great. It's a great opportunity to actually just take a break. I also tend to get a couple of meals ahead as well over a few months. So by having a fast day, just simply missing 3 meals out of my diet, I don't have to go a whole 24 hours in the same day without food. It just gives my digestive system a chance to catch you up, and I'm not like ahead. Sometimes you just feel a bit bloated or a bit heavy. It's because you're ahead by a meal or two, and you need to sort of like have a fast to let your body catch back up. Also, if you are 5 kg overweight, then cutting out 1,000 calories a day is the equivalent of 160,000 kilojoules or 38,000 calories. So that's 15 days of near starvation or 30 days of half rations ideally via a calorie restricted diet of low carbs or minimal sugar. But never eat less than 1,250 calories on consecutive days, apart from fasting, that is, as this will just slow up your metabolic rate. That's why I don't fast any more often than once a quarter. If I did it once a month or once a week, I'll actually start to get into this area where I'm just smashing my metabolic rate and slowing it down. It'll be adverse. But once a quarter doesn't harm you. It just allows you to catch back up internally in digestion. Also, clinically, obese people are just those who have eaten a lifetime of food already and now need to stop eating so that time can catch up, or they'll just die prematurely. If you don't buy crap in the first place, you won't eat it, as it won't be in the fridge or the pantry when you go hunting for it. And let people know what you're doing. Talk to them so they remember not to offer you bad foods. I have added some of my own idealized diet plans as well in my book, 50 Bits of Bull. So they're there for extra inspiration. And these use yellow pea flour instead of wheat flour. And I think it's a fantastic product, yellow pea flour. You can buy it from Indian dairies or health food shops. And I've had my greatest successes have been achieved with combinations featuring slow carbs such as veggies, not starch like potatoes or rice, and high protein foods or supplements to help burn through fat when training and repair the muscle and build it when I'm not working out. So thanks for listening and good luck with your regimes and diets. Bye.